Guys, this is Tulin. So there's been a lot that's going on recently in 2020, and I want to put into perspective the level of frequency that people have been emanating from, and the one that you should be emanating from. And why do you want to know this? Because there's a difference between power versus force, which I've learned from the book Power versus Force. So let's dive in. So anger can either be constructive or destructive action. In a destructive sense, desire can lead to frustration, which in turn leads to anger. And if you suppress someone too far using authority to keep them down, they can decide to fight back. If they're not listened to, the desire to be listened to want changes, it can create destruction. So, creating anger over social injustice has created major changes in the structure of society, but anger emanates from a very low frequency of 150, which leads to aggression, resentment, revenge, which are all dangerous to your personal health and to everyone around you and to the whole world, because we're all connected and we are all part of one big collective consciousness, which I'll get into in a bit. So attacking the problem isn't going to solve the problem, and being angry about something is usually a reflection of someone's inner world and how they deal with certain situations and problems that they have. So compared to love, love is a much higher frequency of 500. It is not a romanticized type of love. It's not a state of mind, it's a state of being which emanates from your heart chakra. Now, at this level, the core of an issue becomes the focus and recognizing totality of the problem, because the problem in today's society, which I've learned from the book, is they put so much of its efforts into the effects rather than the causes. So, arresting a drug ringleader is not going to solve the problem, because he's always going to be replaced even by 3 more. So it's not actually solving the problem at its core. So love dissolves love dissolves negativity by recontextualizing it into a new or different context rather than attacking the problem. Therefore, love has a higher power than forcing a desire created from frustration. A lot of people are being initiated to come from a place of fear and from anger. And a lot of the reason is because they don't know any different. So if they don't know any different, then when they come from a place of fear and anger, they are easier to control and manipulate rather than people who are empowered within themselves and can create their reality, because it's a much higher frequency and it's a lot more powerful in terms of energy and a lot more transformational. So why would you even want to come from a place of higher state of consciousness rather than a lower one? Because the higher rise in the level of consciousness, the frequency or the vibration of energy increases. So this means the higher the consciousness, it radiates a beneficial and healing effect to the world and to yourself, as we are all connected and are part of a collective consciousness. On the other hand, a negative and a much lower frequency weakens life energy, and everything is energy. Like Nikola Tesla said, that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency and vibration. An example of a protest that emanates from love with power rather than force and anger is the Native Americans from North Dakota that were basically, you know, standing up for their indigenous rights and spreading awareness, especially with the oil pipelines that I think the President Obama wanted to basically implement on their lands. So more often than not, they would always use drumming or singing, standing or sitting around in a circle, or standing in a line, and they would never use anger or fear. Even if the police retaliated towards them, they just didn't believe that force and anger was the right way to go about it, and rather that power is really gonna stand up and change the situation. So the oil pipelines did get cancelled, but I think when Trump went into presidency, then I think the plan went into action, unfortunately. But you always want to come from a place of love, and a lot of the time the problem at hand is within ourselves. If we change ourselves, then we change our outer world, because we are a reflection of ourselves into the external environment. So rather than being around the bush and trying to solve the effects, rather solve the cause and the core of the problem. So that is my perspective on it. Please tell me what you think, if you agree. This is what I've learned from my from the book I'm reading, and yeah, that's just my view on what's been going on. And yeah, I always want to, the answer to everything is always going to be love, and it's not a romantic love, it's a state of being from the heart chakra. So thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So see you in my next one. Thanks.